Hey everybody, it's me, Veronica. I just got off work. Which, I guess if you see the fact it's a red shirt, I wonder where she works at. Okay, anyway, this, for those of you who don't know, it is September 17th, 2015, and today is National Tattoo Day! So, I have decided that I'm going to show my tattoos to you guys. I actually took photos of them, mainly because I don't want to show that shit, I can do an actual picture and then show you. Okay, so let's begin. My first tattoo, which I'm going to show you. Oh, wait, I'm not wearing pants. I took pants off. Okay. Roll to the clip. Roll to the clip. Okay. So the first picture. Oh, why is my asthma fucking with me now? The first picture that you see, of course, is... It looks like an M. What does that M stand for? It's actually a scorpion sign. I got that when I was 18. The reason I got that was because at the time, my dad and I got into this huge fight. And I remember our phone call. I was at Pride Fest. I was cleaning up stuff because this was the day before Pride Fest. And my dad was like, I just want to let you know I'm really, really hurt and disappointed that you didn't come to my wedding. That, and he was just tearing into me, and I just was like, well, fine. And I hung up and I just started crying, like just mad crying. And I want to say like an hour or 2 hours later, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna remember this. So I went to this tattoo shop that was in Pride Fest, and I saw all these different things, and I was like, I want that. And it was a scorpion. It was a scorpion tattoo. I was like, I'm gonna remember I'm a Scorpio. Because I am a Scorpio, for those of you who don't know, my birthday is November 3rd. What year? How old am I now? I'm going to say I'm 25. Some days I feel like I'm 30, some days I feel like I'm 25. Right now I feel like I'm 25. So I'm going to stick with 25. Yeah. Anyway, I looked at all the scorpion signs and I was like, that's the one I want. And they said, what color do you want? And I was like, oh shit, I can get a color? Here's what you should know if you're getting your first tattoo. For me personally, I got my tattoos when I felt something very strong. And so for me, I have fond memories because it was pain, there was anger. The majority of them were angry, sad, crying, sort of shit that happened where I'm like, that's a part of my past I don't want to forget. Because if I forget it, it's going to happen again. So with the Scorpio tattoo, it also represents my last name, which I'm not going to go into it. I don't feel like it. So that's why I got it. Because I was just like, I want to remember I'm a Scorpio, and this was a really shitty time, daytime, whatever for me. Okay. My second one. I got this when I was 19. In fact, I waited a year later and got this tattoo. As I said before, here's something that you should know about tattoos. You should get tattoos that, represent something to you. With my tattoos, I like most of them, except this one. I'm going to explain why later on. I'm going to explain it. But with your tattoo, there should be a reason why you like it. It shouldn't be like, oh yeah, it's cute, whatever. For me, it was Scorpio, and it also was the last initial. It just so happened it was the last initial of my last name, so that's also why I got it. But that shit hurts. If you ever get a tattoo, it hurts. It feels like a cat. Someone has taken a cat, and instead of the little tiny tongue, the cat has like a little needle, and it just digs into your skin. Every time it licks you, it just digs further into your skin. That's what it feels like. Yes, I know it's a needle, and yes, I know I said a nail that's just digging into your skin, but that's what it feels like. Okay. So the second tattoo. Here's the thing about the second tattoo. The second tattoo I had wanted for a year. And this is what scares the fuck out of me. Because I waited a year for this. And I was like, I know what I want. I want... what I said is, I want a moon and a star. A crescent moon and a star. Because I always, always, always loved a crescent moon. And I like stars. So I was like, I'm combining two of them. Here's the thing, though. The guy I got for this one, it was a different place or whatever. And I said, I want it this small. He's like, that's $80. That's $60. No, he actually said it was $80. It's fucking $80. Do you know how big the Scorpio tattoo was? Guess what? It was fucking $60. So I paid $60 for a big ass tattoo versus a tiny tattoo that was $80. Knowledge would have been like, that doesn't make it, that doesn't make a lick of sense. But at the time, because, I was happy, I was in a good place at the time, I was like, yeah, let's get it, blah, blah, blah. I hate that tattoo. I hate it because it's super tiny. And I hate it because I got it in blue again. So the crescent moon is in blue. It also rubbed a bit. So as a result, you can see some of my skin underneath the flesh. I didn't go and get a retouch like I should have. Because the people that did it, they were at one of those festivals that we have in Wisconsin. So that was on me. Now, the piece of resistance, the one that I got in 2012. This is what happened. Let's back up a bit. 2011, I happened to be at this silent auction, and they were like, hey, we have tattoos, blah, blah, blah. So I'm with my mom at this silent auction, and there's no pictures or anything. It just says a $350 gift certificate for a tattoo. So I was like, oh, no one else is nearby. I'm acting like I'm more interested in other stuff, but I'm waiting, like, to the butt end, the very butt end, for the silent auction to be gone. Because they were like, okay, the starting bid is $55, blah, blah, blah. Nobody's bidding on it because there's no pictures, nothing. It's just saying Zoe's Vicious Tattoo Circle. So everyone's like, I don't know what it's like. It's a tattoo. It could be bad. Who knows? Whatever. So I said to myself, you're going to get that fucking gift certificate and you're going to get your $350 fucking tattoo, okay? So I waited, and 6 o'clock is when the deadline ended. At 6:02, I didn't see anybody near here. Like, it's at 55 was the starting bid. Someone had put 55. I see one of the people start to come that's collecting all the paperwork. I quickly wrote down my name. I said $60. And guess what? I got the tattoo for $60. Here's the kicker. I only had a year. And because I did it in September 13th, 2011, I only had until September 13th, 2012. Otherwise, they said, your tattoo's, the money you pay for that tattoo is gone, you're fucked. At the time, I was in a job that paid very well, but it was not, I hated that job. Let's be honest. I felt like killing myself because of that job. That's one of the most scariest things to say in my life, really. But that's what it came down to, because I was like, I thought about death. I'm like, if I'm still here, I have to kill myself. That's how much I hated it. Because I'm going in day in and day out doing the same thing, dealing with the same people, and it was just despair. Listening to people tell you things about their lives, and you can't do anything. All you can do is take these people's money, be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. No. Never wanted to do that job ever again. So, when I got this tattoo, what ended up happening was, first, a freak, not really a freak flood, but a freak rain thing started to happen. There was construction near my house. The power went out, so I wasn't even able to print up the map on how to get there, because that's what originally I was going to do. I was thinking to myself, okay, well, I will get a map, blah, 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 then I can go figure out how to get there from the house, it'll be all good. No. The power went out, everything went out because of this freakish thunderstorm. I also ended up skipping work. Now, if you skip work, if you're at work and then you have to leave for something, what ends up happening is you get 2 points versus a point if you didn't come in for work. So my coworkers were like, bitch, you should have just not come in. But I was like, I need the money. I know that this is the one day that they scheduled me to work late. I can't fucking do it. I'm leaving. So I left, knowing that I was going to get the points. And I just started crying on the way there because I got lost for an hour and a half. I'm calling the guy. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know where I'm going, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, when you get here, you get here. So I'm crying. There's snot down my face. I am listening to One Direction. And I realized something. Whenever I'm listening to That's What Makes You Beautiful, shit always fucking happens. Always. When I was listening to That's What Makes You Beautiful, guess what fucking happened? My car hydroplaned. So, and since I'm actually on the left side of the fucking highway, I almost hit the little guardrail, so I'm like screaming because I'm going out of control. I finally get control of my car and I'm just screaming. I'm scared. There's a semi behind me that is speeding. Mind you, it is fucking raining outside and this son of a bitch doesn't seem to understand that shit, and I got a tiny fucking Ford Escort and I'm trying so hard not to goddamn stop, because if I stop, this car just boom! I'm a fucking pancake. So I'm crying. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to find this place. It is raining. I finally get there, and I'm like, this is what I want. And the whole thing around it was because it has hibiscus flowers. In 2004, my grandmother died. My granny died. And she was one of the remarkable women for me. At the time, I was just like, granny, blah, blah, blah. But she was very important to me. She helped raise me besides my mom. When my mom would go to work, she would help me. And, when she died, the day before she died, I had a chance to meet her. And, I went to go get, Sailor Moon. I had been given birthday money, and I could either go see my grandmother, or I could go to Best Buy and get Sailor Moon. And I got Sailor Moon. And then a week later she died. In fact, she died right before Thanksgiving. So anytime it falls on Thanksgiving, I'm like, you know. And so my mom had wanted to take her to Hawaii, and she never got the chance to. And then my mom lost her job, and shit started to happen. So 2005, we ended up going to Hawaii, kind of, you know, as a, oh, we wish you had, you know, gone with us. So that's kind of why I got it, because it reminds me of Hawaii. Also, the hibiscus flower reminded me of Australia. And for some reason, those two places have been the best for me. Like, when I think of 2009, I think of Australia. I think of the fact that I went to New Zealand by myself. All this by myself with nobody. No fucking nobody. I went to Mexico by myself. I met Thajal, my roommate, who put up with my ass. I want to thank you again, especially when I went blackout drunk. Oh, that was so terrible. I've only done 3 blackout drunks. 2 that were in different countries. 1 that was in the States. Never fucking again. No. But, I got those 2 because I wanted to just really, those countries really, not countries, but that state, the state of Hawaii and the country, or / continent of Australia just really impacted me in a really good way. Like, it was just good mojo all around. And, Don't forget you'll die soon, don't settle. That was on a Steve Jobs quote. Before he died, he did he did his 2005 commencement speech. Let me see if I can drum it up. Steve Jobs. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I love what I did. You've got to find what you love. And that is as true for your work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to feel a large part of your life, and the only way to get truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As all with matters of the heart, you know when you find it. And like any great relationship, just get better and better as the years roll on. So keep looking until you find it. Don't settle. And then he said, this is the main reason why I have this tattoo. Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. Remember that you're going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You're already naked. there's no reason not to follow your heart. So with that, I have currently been thinking about my last tattoo, and it is a doozy. It is a barn owl, and I want it on the back of my thigh. The way I want it is to be kind of a peekaboo tattoo, if you will. You don't really see it unless I wear a dress or a skirt or something, and then I'm bending over, and as the hem is rising, you go, oh! So you see part of it. So it's a peekaboo tattoo. It's going to be a barn owl. I'm trying to save up as much money as I can for it. However, I know it's going to be crazy mad expensive. They said $300. Probably will be most likely $1,000. Anyway, this is me, Veronica. This is the longest I have ever done. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm already hiccuping. X's and O's, bitches. Adios.